welcome to Reed's Read, Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. I'm your host, Ryan Reed, creator and webmaster of the Uncanny Comic Book Reader. Please come check us out. Well, Superior Spider-Man number 4 is out, and I have to say, actually, I enjoyed this issue quite a lot, actually. So let's just get right down to the pros, as always, of course. First of all, I love the artwork here by Capaldi. I mean, he has done some fantastic work, including his original work on the original Massacre storyline, which was, hard to believe about 2 years ago now. But he continues just to give a really cool feel to it. I mean, I love the designs he does for the Vulturites, as well as the Spider Box crawling around Spider-Man were pretty cool as well. And I really enjoyed, of course, the end panel, which is one of my favorite areas of the Green Goblin back, because it's been quite a while since we've seen Norman in the full Green Goblin outfit. And I mean, just that final page where he steps on the Spider-Bot, destroys it, and just in front of the Vulturites and everything else, and saying he knows how to deal with Spider-Man. I mean, it was great, especially that final panel. I mean, the artwork really sells this issue, and the story itself by Slott is actually pretty good too. I mean, we knew Massacre was going to come back and haunt Spider-Man. I mean, let's face it, you have a character who's, like they say, is the Punisher without the morals. I mean, he does not care what he does, who he kills, and why. He thinks logically. He has no emotional connection. I mean, he's out there. I mean, one thing is, like, if you think of Massacre versus Carnage was just insane. He knew what he was doing wrong. Massacre just, it's not there. There's no emotional connection. He doesn't see, ethical choices anymore. I mean, that's what makes him a very interesting villain and everything, but at the same time, very tragic, but at the same time, he's that villain, as, Peter Parker originally did say he wouldn't die on his watch, but as Dr. Octopus now realizes that what Peter did, he had a good point, but look what he's done. I mean, he escapes from prison. He kills 8 people, including, Ashley Kafka. I mean, a very long-time Spider-Man member who's, he just, hurts her and kills her right there just to escape from prison. And speaking of which, I think how he escaped was a little lame. That goes right into my cons. As much as I love the story here, actually it's very well, especially in the use of the supporting cast members and the big brain, the living brain being a new cast member. I think how Massacre escaped from Ravencroft was a little too convenient, how he was able just to kill the guard, not only replace him, but then wait out the cell for Ashley and the rest of the crew to come so he could escape again. This was a little convenient, because if he was able to get out of his cell like that, replace a well-known guard, I think he would have been able to get out without having to use an eye recognition. So that part of the story falls flat. Also, a couple things with Dr. Octopus about how he's going to arrogance and stuff. I mean, I think more people would start realizing he's not quite the same or anything else. I mean, we can deal with Jameson and all that, but the fact that supporting cast members should be having more questions, of course, as we find out with Utah, when it gets revealed that he knew that he gave Wraith the original face recognition technology back from that storyline from a couple years ago too. It puts him in the spot. Interesting. And actually, as much as I like how Doc Ock is, wants to help Aunt May, the truth is it's more for the romantic set from back when he was dating her more than the concerned nephew, which is playing a little bit too much concern in the thing, which, at the same time, you can enjoy Peter's squirminess here, but he understands that he's trying to help his aunt a little bit. So it does happen. It really does. But in the meantime, the story itself is actually very well done, and I'm actually looking forward to the conclusion of how this is all going to end, especially the end cliffhanger there. So I'm actually going to give this a 4 out of 5 webs. I actually really enjoyed the issue. I thought it hit the good points of everything what's going on with the storyline, and the return of the Green Goblin at the end was going to be great, since we know that's coming up in May with the fight between Peter and Otto here, who's going to actually get his body back in control, and also the Green Goblin coming. So I'm going to leave it at that here. I'm going to do a little special mention of also Spider-Man showing up in Avengers number 7 here, which was the new Captain of the Universe origin storyline. I also right there see it as fueling a little bit into the, getting him kicked out of the Avengers here coming up pretty soon, because the way he talks about Stark, which is more of the Dr. Octopus, and the way he disrespects eating the food from, Cannonball and Sunspot. I mean, let's face it, it's kind of raising more eyebrows and everything, but considering what Night Mask ends up saying there in his own language, it means kind of going like, I don't like you and you're not right. There's some more clues just basically being dropped, but yet nobody's put 2 and 2 together. So, like I said, that's kind of the rest of the cons with the storyline. But otherwise, a very good issue. So, on that note, I will bid you farewell. Until next time.